We have made it to the California coast and we're checking out the Pacific Coast Highway going through Big Sur and areas around it. Hey everyone, this is Scott with the Scott Man and welcome. We made out here to the California coast to do something that's been on my bucket list for many years. We're gonna be driving the Pacific Coast Highway, checking out the Big Sur area and many other areas. And we're starting off over here at Point Lobos Natural State Reserve, and we're getting a beautiful view over by Cypress Grove over here on Sea Lion Point. And there's a few other points of interest we're gonna check out here in this park. Yeah, this is just gorgeous. What a great way to kick things off here. So this park is located just a few miles south of Carmel, and it's a great entry point to get into the park. So let's go check out the park. So one of the cool parts of the park is Bird Island Trail. So we got views of a lookout for Bird Island and of course China Cove. So let's go on a little half-mile hike. And just take a look at this. This is Bird Island over there. Look at all the birds over there. That is quite fascinating, I have to say. They're perched up on that big rock over there overlooking the ocean. Like, this area is just gorgeous. And we're technically not even in the heart of Big Sur just yet, but what a great way to get things kicked off here. And near the entrance of the park is Whalers Cove, and what a beautiful view this is. You got the cove over here, and then if you look out that way, you got Carmel by the sea, or just simply Carmel. And then further north, you even see Pebble Beach, which is a very famous golf course. And there's even a very scenic drive along in there too. But yeah, what a great way to kick off things here in Big Sur, or that we're just to the north of it right now. But yeah, Point Lobos Natural State Reserve area is definitely worth checking out. Definitely get here early because parking is very limited here and they'll turn people away when it fills up here. So come here early if you can. And hopefully you get beautiful skies like this because this is just gorgeous. All right, so it's time to head on the highway, the Pacific Coast Highway, and time to head to some very cool spots along the route. And here we are at Garrapatas State Park. I'm thinking I'm pronouncing that correctly. If not, let me know in the comments. But yeah, so what's cool about the Big Sur area along the Pacific Coast Highway is that you got these different lookout points where you just pull over the side of the road where it's legal. Keep in mind, make sure you're completely off the road because I've heard that police officers are very notorious for giving people tickets if they're just even a millimeter on the road. But what we're gonna check out is Painter's Cove over here. So let's go on a quick little walk. And just take a look at this. It just keeps getting better and better. This is Painter's Point over here. You got a marvelous view of the coastline. There's even another pull-off spot maybe about a mile up the road, but this is even better, especially at this time of the day with the sun. Of course, you get the views over there without having the sun being in the way. But yeah, this is really cool. This is just a part of the state park. But again, it's like with this video, because I'm only able to check out Big Sur and areas to the south going down toward where like Morro Bay and Pfeiffer Beach are located over the course of 2 days. So we're only able to see a part of this whole Big Sur area. You could almost spend a week here and still find some new stuff to check out. But this is kind of a comprehensive guide to Big Sur, especially if you can only do this in a day or two, especially if you're doing a drive from San Francisco down to Los Angeles or San Diego. All right, so let's get back on the road and continue down the Pacific Coast Highway. I've been dreaming for years of coming over here. This is the famous Bixby Bridge, One of the most iconic bridges, if not the most iconic bridge in all of Big Sur and along the Pacific Coast Highway. This beautiful bridge was built back in 1932, so it's been around for around 93 years. And yeah, just gorgeous here. You get the best views of it from where I'm standing right now around sunset, but wanted to come now because it gets insanely crowded over here later. So, but yeah, just gorgeous. We can get another view from over that way too. Get a view from the other side. And you go up the little dirt road over by the bridge too, you get another view from the other side. I remember seeing on Google Maps on some of the snapshots that people were parking on this road, but maybe they're not allowed to anymore because it looks like they're doing some construction over here. So can't really get any better views than this, but still, this is pretty impressive though. All right, so yeah, I'm glad I got over here. There's very, very limited parking for the Bixby Creek Bridge or the Bixby Bridge here. For what I could see, only a few amount of cars are allowed to park on each side of the road. So I got insanely lucky. Like the last spot was available as I was coming. I was like, park. All right, so now we're gonna head up into the heart of Big Sur next. So don't go anywhere. All right, we have made it to Pfeiffer Big Sur State Park. One of the many state parks over here in Big Sur along the Pacific Coast Highway. There is a spectacular waterfall we're gonna check out. So we're gonna go for a little hike and head on over. So we got a little bit of a ways to go, but let's go ahead and get this started. Whew, now that's what I call a workout. Yeah, the trail to Pfeiffer Falls is pretty much almost all uphill, but you get scenes of beautiful redwoods and all kinds of beautiful vegetation. But over here is the beautiful Pfeiffer Falls. Not very big, but it's still very pretty. It's totally worth making the hike over here. But in this park, there are many different hiking trails, even passed by like the Valley View Trail further back as we were coming up this way. But yeah, you could spend a whole day just here. But I just want to get like a small taste of this park, and Pfeiffer Falls is such a great way to experience just that. All right, so we're gonna start heading back to the parking area. And we made it back to the trailhead. That was pretty cool. If I had more time, I'd love to check out more of the trails over here, but yeah, I keep on moving. Head a little bit more to the south. There's a couple more spots we're gonna check out in the Big Sur area, including an iconic one, assuming it's not too full. And we are here at the iconic Pfeiffer Beach. It's only about a couple miles or so, or maybe a few miles to the southwest of the state park we were just at. And it got a very beautiful view of the rock over here. You can even see the hole in there, and inside that hole slash, you can even see it almost like an arch a little bit. You can even see some of the waves come crashing through it. But yeah, this is really cool. But one of the iconic features about this beach is that, especially after it rains, although you can see a little bit right now, this is known for its purple sand. So if you look really carefully, you might be able to see some purple sand over here. This is wicked awesome, my friends. All right, so there's one more viewpoint we're gonna be checking out in the Big Sur area. We're gonna head a little bit further to the south on the Pacific Coast Highway. and this is the McWay Falls viewpoint over near Julia Pfeiffer Burns State Park. Different state park than what we were at earlier, but this is just gorgeous. Just got the beautiful McWay Falls, and of course the coastline around it too is just spectacular. Definitely a must-see here along Big Sur. But unfortunately, the trail down to the falls is closed, but the viewpoint itself is open though. I have been really enjoying this so far. Big Sur is absolutely spectacular. It's even better than what I was picturing and what I was seeing like on YouTube and Instagram. Unfortunately though, about 4 miles to the south of here, the road is closed because last year there was a major landslide which took out much of the highway, and they're still trying to build like new road in there. So currently there's no timetable for when it'll reopen. So right now, to get to the southern parts, like south of Big Sur, which is what we're gonna be showing next, we have to basically go all the way back toward Monterey and Carmel and take the 101 back down towards San Luis Obispo and then go up that way. So that's what we'll do tomorrow, but in the same video. So stay tuned because we'll be checking out the south part of the Pacific Coast Highway, well, the area south of Big Sur, or between Big Sur and San Luis Obispo. All right, it is a brand new day and we're continuing through Big Sur. So what we had to do is we had to go all the way around the rock slide closure, which is about, for where we are right now, about 10, 11 miles to the north of here. So I had to go all the way around over by Salinas, come all the way down past the Robles, and then just cut back over towards San Simeon and head all the way up here. And we're over at Sand Dollar Beach. So we'll get a nice view of the ocean. So we'll head over there. And we made it back up. And in fact, if you want to, you can even go down a bunch of steps and go all the way down to the sea level too. See a lot of people taking their surfboards down there to go surfing. But for where we were, the views are probably the best from up high though. Although I'm still trying to recover from going uphill a little bit, but we're good. But yeah, so this is part of the National Forest System, and there is a self-fee station where you have to put some money, about $10 worth, into an envelope. Basically, it's the honor system. I went ahead and, of course, did that because, well, I'm a good boy. All right, so we're gonna get back in the car and we're gonna head down to Ragged Point. We're gonna get some lunch down there, and who knows, maybe if we see a point of interest along the way, we'll take a stop too. All right, so we made over to Ragged Point. This is a nice big pit stop at the south end of Big Sur. So over here you got like a gas station, there's a coffee shop, there's a gift shop, and there's also a restaurant. So this is a great place to go to get some food. So we're gonna get some lunch here at the Ragged Point restaurant. So let's head in and enjoy some food with a great view. Wow, what a view here. It's like, you can sit inside, but on a beautiful day, you gotta sit outside. Look at the view, you can see the ocean out there, and of course, you got all the tables outside here. It's just gorgeous. So you got different dishes, whether you come here for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. So I'm here for lunch, and got a lot of different sandwiches available, but what caught my eye were the halibut tacos. So, of course, California halibut, right from the Pacific, all kinds of different toppings, seems like pineapple, and this looks messy, but very delightful. All right, trying to do this carefully here. All right, so let's dig in. Taste the pineapple, and fish is pretty good too.
fish is really good. Cooked very well and
Anything else for now?
great tacos.
Enjoy.
That was pretty good, I have to say. The halibut was cooked very well. Felt like it wasn't maybe enough food compared to some of the other dishes that people were eating there, but hey, it was still good though. I enjoy a good fish taco. But yeah, nice little restaurant here at Ragged Point, but you don't just have the restaurant here. There's a gift shop here. There's also a lodge where people can stay at, and then you got spectacular views of the coastline. Yeah, this is a nice little pit stop here along the Pacific Coast Highway here in the south end of Big Sur. Because yeah, Ragged Point, basically between here and San Simeon, is basically where the actual end of Big Sur is, at least the region. But yeah, again, definitely worth a stop. Very breathtaking here. All right, so it's time for us to get back on the road, and we're gonna be heading away from the Big Sur area, heading down toward the Morro Bay is going to be ending up, but before that, we're going to head over to San Simeon next. Yeah, this is Elephant Seal Vista Point along the Pacific Coast Highway, just a couple miles or so north of San Simeon. So we're technically now officially out of the Big Sur area, but yeah, look at this. This is quite spectacular. Beautiful view of the ocean, and of course, the coastline over here is just gorgeous. Yeah, it's pretty cool. You can even see elephant seals over here too. Although this is not really the time of the year to see a whole bunch of them. For what I was overhearing, there can even be thousands of them over here. But during different times of the year, I think I heard like October and I think even like February or something like that, where you can see a whole bunch of them. But even for the ones that are there, it's pretty cool. All right, so now we're gonna get back on the road briefly, head over toward San Simeon. All right, so we made it over to San Simeon, and this is home to Hearst Castle, which is one of the top attractions in the area, just to the south of Big Sur. So you can go on a tour and check out this historic castle. So I'll tell you a little bit more about it. Welcome to Hearst Castle. This estate was built by William Randolph Hearst. Building started around 1919. He called it La Cuesta Encantada, or the Enchanted Hill, and overlooks the San Simeon area. By 1947, the complex had a twin tower building, 3 guest houses, and 127 acres of gardens, fountains, and of course, gorgeous swimming pools. It is absolutely beautiful. You have to take a guided tour here. They are very informational, and you will gather a lot of great history too. Yeah, that was beautiful. Yeah, very nice tour. I think it takes about like an hour and 45 minutes to complete the tour, but yeah, definitely worth it when you're out here in the San Simeon area. All right, so we're gonna head over to our last destination in this Big Sur video, although again, we're not in Big Sur anymore, but just to the south. We're gonna head over to Morro Bay, get some dinner there, and see some cool sights around the town, and of course, right along the water. All right, so we made it over to Morro Bay, and nice little town over here, and we're gonna go get something to eat, and then should have some time to walk around the town a little bit, and of course check out the beach, and of course the very cool Morro Rock. And we found the place, and that is Dutchman's. So it's a place you can get some good seafood. I read up about it on some online blogs, and it's supposed to have some pretty good food. And we were checking some of the reviews, so it sounded like they were pretty good. All right, so got a table inside, got to run right by the window, look out that way, see the harbor out there, even some of the mountains along to the south there. And then of course you got a nice dining room in here as well. So here at Dutchie's, they got a lot of great seafood. But what I want to get is something that's more local here. So one of their specials right now is their halibut and chips. So halibut is in season right now. Looks quite tasty, I have to say. So I'm gonna go ahead and dig into the halibut here. This is good. The fish has a pretty good flavor to it. Almost don't even need the tartar sauce, although I do like tartar sauce, so I definitely will dip some in it. But yeah, really good fish. Not too tough or anything. It's cooked quite nicely, I have to say. Great stuff. Oh yeah. Oh, and then yeah, I've had some of the fries off camera too. They're pretty good too. Don't even need ketchup. That halibut was quite good, I have to say. So it just kept getting better and better. It was, yeah, cooked very well, and you can see why a lot of people like to like to go there for some great seafood. I think there's another place that's a little bit further north called the Galley that's supposed to have really good seafood as well too, although they're a little bit more expensive, like I think like $40, $50. So yeah, it's like willing to spend a little bit of money, but not so much to where I'm gonna be burning a hole in my wallet. But yeah, it's a beautiful evening. So before sunset, let's go for a little walk around the town. Yeah, this is quite gorgeous, I have to say. Got a nice waterfront here, and now we're gonna head over to the rock itself for a great sunset. And here we are at the Pacific Ocean once more. Yeah, Morro Bay is quite a nice little small town, located maybe about less than a half hour from St. Louis Obispo to the northwest along the Pacific Ocean. But yeah, I've had such an incredible time in Big Sur, checking out all kinds of cool sites and points of interest along the entire route. And of course, we even had to go around the landslide and come up from the south. But yeah, if you have not done Big Sur or the drive on the Pacific Coast Highway or Highway 1, you have to do it. It is incredible. One of the best drives in the entire United States. So I hope you enjoyed this video of Big Sur and a little bit of points of interest south of Big Sur as well too. All right, so if you enjoyed this video, make sure to click that like button. Don't forget to click that subscribe button so that way you don't miss out on any future adventures. Well, thank you for watching, and this is Scott, or the Scott Man, signing out here from Morro Bay, California. And here is a golden sunset.